This might be one of the most useful tools that I have ran on that is a third-party plugin. This is called the rolling sampler, and basically what it does is continue to record every 45-second intervals or so into a means that if you find something that you like, you can literally just drag this out and pull it onto your timeline. This is from Birds Things, I think, and it's $20. I'll leave a link to the website down below, but it's incredibly useful for a lot of reasons, and I'm here to talk about why. So I don't want to make this video too long, but if you have any experience with working with DAWs and resampling, sometimes it can be kind of cumbersome to set up a resampling channel and make sure that everything is set to recording. You have to make sure that you have the right thing, then you have to turn this on, then you have to say go like this and record something like this. So we'll go ahead and place that in. Forgive me for the volume. We're having a double thing that's already set to auto monitor. So in order to resample in some DAWs, you have to do this, which is fine. Sometimes you have the luxury of going bounce in place or bounce to new track. So if I were to hit just J with this, then I think that I accidentally recorded over that, but let's try that one more time. Oh, there it goes. One more time. Now, something that I've ran into with the bounce to new track and even bounce in place is that sometimes, for whatever reason, I don't think that it's exclusive to Bitwig. I think that it has something to do with the plugins that are on here. But you'll notice that the waveform here has lost its transient. And this is something that drives me absolutely crazy. So listen to this. Now, in some cases, that might not actually be a bad thing. Like, you could argue that this snare has too much transient in it. But what I'm saying is that there's some kind of phase issue whenever this is bouncing out. Because if you listen to the original, I've lost the punch of the initial transient of this. And this is especially cumbersome if you're bouncing out kicks. However, with the rolling sampler, I just go to the master and turn this on. And this pops up automatically, and I just go, and then I can just highlight this and pull this out and go bloop, and look, it's got everything exactly as it's intended to be. Super nice. So this is great for lots of different reasons, but the other thing that I find to be really awesome is that a lot of times when I'm sound designing, there are certain timbres or things that I might miss, especially when I'm doing like neurobass and stuff. So if I were to kind of just play, you know, my quote unquote signature type of presets that I make for phase plant. Cool. I've got, you know, a bunch of cool things that I was having a great time messing around with, and look, it's right here. So if I wanted to pull it out, all I have to do is bring it to a new track, and there we go. Super duper easy. I believe that you can set this to recording up to 10 minutes. You have different themes that you can change into. You can set the duration from 10 minutes all the way to 15 seconds. And then there's a couple of other settings that you can do. But what's really cool about this as well is that if you are somebody that makes sample packs and stuff like I do, then all you have to do is set a destination folder, which in my case I have in my sample pack, and I've got the rolling sampler here, and I've got all of these cool cuts and stuff that I've recorded from previous project files. Now, this is a low-key sleeper feature because a lot of times I'll make cool kicks and snares and stuff, but it'll be limited to whatever is like within the project. And if I were to maybe, let's say, be unorganized for even just a second, I'd have to come back in here and go to the project folder, or I'd have to open up the project itself and drag the samples out and basically, you know, toss them back in. But anything that I pull out of here, once it goes into the timeline, it creates it. And if it doesn't go into the timeline, it just overwrites it and pretty much deletes it. This is an incredible tool that I would highly recommend for everybody. I think there's also like you could also, I guess, use something like an Edison recorder, or there's also the M recorder, I believe. But I don't really know I don't really know if you have to set those to record or if they'll just go in the background. The way that I think of this in particular is like MIDI capture in Ableton, but in the audio form. And that's extremely, extremely helpful, especially if you kind of build a workflow around it, or you're really one of those people like me that try to get to audio as fast as possible anyways. So yeah, if you like the drums and stuff that I make, I've got masterclasses on the ARCANUM memberships, which you can just click the highest tier and then have access to every single masterclass that I have. That includes a halftime course. I'm building an IDM course right now. I've got drum courses, bass courses. And then if you want to directly support the channel, you can go to alckemy.com and check out what I have to offer there in case if you like my basses. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. I am really excited for the next couple of reviews that are coming out here in the following days.